Shall we find out who's on the show?
Yeah,
we have got a packed show. Tell us who's on the programme.
We've got a night of magic and music, I'm going to say. We've got the first guest, Irish heartthrob. He was the lead singer of Boyzone, sold 12 million albums. He now has his own successful solo career. He's picked up an Ivan Novella. He's only 24. He's Ronan Keating.
Ronan Keating is on the programme this evening. There he is. Oh, he's a good-looking fellow, isn't he? Look at that. That's all his own hair as well.
Second guest is American.
He's an American?
He's a magician.
He's a magician.
His last two feats have included burying himself alive and being frozen in 6 tons of ice.
He's another.
It's Mr. David Blaine.
David Blaine is on the show tonight. Look at him out there. There he is. Wow.
OK, final guest. Rock and roll great. If I say the Jeff Beck Group, the Faces, the Rolling Stones.
Jeff Beck, he's on the show tonight.
He's also performing live. He's here with his children, Jess and Leah. It's Mr. Ronnie Wood.
Ronnie Wood. Ronald Wood is with us this evening. There he is. Wow, look at that hair. Wow. You see, you look at Ronnie there, and that's a warning to children to keep their finger out of the sockets. He prefers to be called Ronald.
Does he?
Yeah,
Ronald Wood.
And it's a popular misconception. Mick Jagger, he prefers to be called Michael.
Okay.
Did you know that? And Keith Richard, he likes to be called Susan for reasons I still have. Hey, before we get someone out here, if we can talk about that, because David Blaine said he would do a trick back out there just to wet our appetite before he comes out. David, that's not David. But if it was, that would be some trick, wouldn't it? So, David, can you hear me back there?
Yeah.
OK, can you do something for us here?
We could try something, yeah.
Ronnie's looking worried.
Can you all see the deck?
Yeah, we can see the deck.
I'm going to give it to you. Have anybody out there think of any card.
OK. How about Andy? Can you think of a card?
Can I say it?
Remember, after 5 is 6.
Say it out.
OK,
Say it out
4 of
loud.
clubs.
The 4 of clubs?
4
Yes.
of clubs.
4 of clubs.
Now, let me just explain. You've been holding the deck the whole time, correct?
Yeah, the whole time.
And I
since you
handed
gave
it.
to
I
me.
keep the camera here so you don't see. I don't change. You thought of the 4 of clubs, right?
Yeah.
I made a prediction with this deck. Turn over the top card and hold it to the camera so everybody could see. Go ahead, right up.
Ah, look at that! How did he do that? It doesn't make any sense. Look at that. Ronnie's made up about that.
His hair's gone up another couple of inches.
And you know what's great is Ronnie enjoyed that fully. No illegal substances were involved.
Can we get the first guest out?
Let's get our first guest out. It's going to be a packed show. Here he is. Ronan Keating, ladies and gentlemen. Should we get our next guest on?
We should do, yeah.
OK, will you introduce him for us, please?
Yeah, well, I did say before that he buried himself alive, and he also buried himself in, like, frozen in ice. And on his new video, he explains the whole process, and if we see a clip, we can actually see him getting into that ice.
Watch your toes.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the one, the only, Mr. David Blaine. David, wow. That trick you did earlier back there was spectacular with the cards.
Oh, thanks.
What do you call what you do? Do you call it magic? Do you call it stunts? Do you call that sort of thing performance art? How do you like to address it?
I guess it's magic, you know. My next stunt that I'm working on is much more dangerous than the ice was. And the next stunt, I could easily die if anything goes wrong.
Well, that's cheered us all up. Well, you should maybe look after yourself more. Be a bit careful.
I've been training every day for 2 months on it.
But even so, if there's a chance you could die...
It's
I mean, there were easier jobs.
The other stunts, if something was really wrong, like if my heart stopped, they could have cut me out. On this next stunt, if I lose focus for 1 second, I die.
And what is the stunt going to be?
What it is I'm building a pillar that's a pole that's like this round. It'll go up 100 feet, which is the height of a 10-story building. I'm going to ride a crane to the top of this pillar and then stand on it for 2 days and 2 nights.
Just you standing, balancing on a pillar?
Yeah, but with no safety net, nothing at the bottom except for pavement. So if the wind picks up and I fall, that's the end of me. Now at the last hour of the 2 days, they're going to put cardboard boxes around the base of the pillar, and I'm going to leap off of the pillar, drop the height of a 10-story building, land flat in the cardboard boxes, and hopefully get up and walk away.
Have you not considered mini-cabbing or something else? Safer and reliable. But that will be spectacular to witness.
Yeah, it'll be good.
But you must go in there thinking you're going to achieve this and succeed. You wouldn't go in there thinking you were going to die. I mean, I guess there's an element of risk, but...
It's not like I just go and do it. I actually train repetitively for months and months on each stunt before I do them.
And when are you going to do this?
May 21st.
Can I come along and watch?
Yeah.
And if you want, I'll try and catch you. Just in case.
Then we'd both die.
No, feel that. Just feel that.
Yeah, we'd be okay.
You'd be okay with me. And my knees were okay. Hey, you know what I really loved? When I saw you, the first time I saw you were doing there was a TV commercial. That's how you came to the attention of a lot of people in this country.
Right.
Then I saw your show, I think it was on Channel 4 over here.
Right.
And you were going and doing close-up magic on the streets.
Right.
Some fantastic stuff. One scene in particular that really I thought was impressive. You made some coins appear in a cup of coffee that you gave to a down-and-out guy.
Oh,
and what was spectacular was it was a fabulous trick, but also his face.
Yeah.
The way he reacted was just incredible. It was very moving, and it was just incredible.
Let me show you something. Look, taste the coffee. Make sure it's not too hot. It's okay. Look, as God is the witness, look. Starting to go, I see.
Oh, how did you do that one? Oh, guys, that's your magic. There's a spark of magic in your eyes.
It's just incredible. That must be a bug for you.
That's what the magic is for me. It's kind of a way of communicating back and forth with people.
The one I saw that really amazed me was you were out, I think, in Haiti.
Right.
Okay? Not the most advanced culture, I guess, out there. And the people were really spooked, really freaked out by what you did, weren't they?
Right. Well, voodoo's a big part of their culture, so when you do things like pull chicken heads off, they take it seriously.
Yeah? You know, you don't want to do that in East Anglia either, because they're also... Now, you know that ice trick you did, okay? Yeah. I was thinking about that, and I watched it on TV, and I was swept up in it. And then after I thought, hold on, but Eskimos live in that sort of thing. Maybe it's quite cosy in there. Was it quite warm inside?
Well, it was actually cold, but the difficult part also was just standing in one place for 3 days and 3 nights. Your body acts differently, and my mind started to hallucinate. So at one point I would look at my hands and it would look like spiders were crawling all over them, and just abnormal things. You know,
when you were buried alive, though, the buried alive stunt, which once again, equally impressive, and I believe that was something that Houdini, the great Harry Houdini, was thinking of attempting.
Right, he was, but he died before he had the chance to do it. But what I did basically was I fasted for 13 days, and for 7 days and 7 nights I laid in a coffin that was about the size of this table and about this high. So one time I tried to get up, I forgot that I was in there, and I smacked my head into the glass.
Can I ask you something on a personal level? Do you have any sort of trouble keeping hold of a girlfriend?
It's tough.
Because you're a pretty intense guy. Can I show you a trick that because I'm a magic fan and I'm learning to do a bit of magic. Can I show you a trick?
Great, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a trick here. Now, where's my wand? I got this from a magic shop. Whoa! Hey, look at that. Hey, what do you think of that? That's magic. No, not yet. Oh, that's not the trick. Okay, this is not real magic. Have a look at this pot. Is that solid, Mr. Blaine?
Solid.
Solid. It's from a simple duck pan of the sort that you or I would prepare duck in. Don't look underneath this. I will now place the lid on the pan.
It's empty.
No,
it's empty.
There's
No,
nothing
it's
underneath
empty,
the pan. Will you hit with the wand for me? The magic word. You got to say the magic words. Izzy wizzy, let's get busy.
Izzy wizzy.
Look at that! I made a rabbit come out of the pan. Look at that! You see? And you know what? David, if you want later on, I'll tell you how I did that. If you tell me how you do the cards.
Well, I thought I actually did that.
Well, you help. You're channeling my magic through you.
Right.
You come on here, you want to take all the credit for all the magic. Hey, you seen any of the English magic guys?
There's a guy named Guy Hollingsworth and Darren Brown that's out here. I think they're pretty great. Uri Geller is amazing, too.
Yeah, but he claims it's all for real, doesn't he, of course?
Well, you never know.
I think we do.
People can explain anything, but it's like when you see an airplane fly overhead, you don't really understand the concept behind it. So somebody says it's the engine is pushing the air this way, you buy it. So whatever explanation they give you makes you believe because you don't know the actual explanation.
That's a nice way of looking at it. I like that. Hey, it's such a pleasure having you on the show. I'm such a huge fan of all the shows I've seen you on. I can't wait to see how this new stunt pans out. If you're a fan of David Blaine like I am, you're going to want to get this. This is out. Is this out now?
Yeah.
David Blaine Showman is the new DVD out there. Presumably you have this on VHS for those people who haven't yet joined us in the 21st century. David, a pleasure to have you on the show, genuinely. Mr. David Blaine, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, Andy...
Well, I was amazed by that one. I don't think it's a one, though.
It's a one. Hey, he was impressed by my magic.
He wasn't.
I'm not even in the magic circle.
I wonder why.
I like a bit of magic.
Do you?
Ooh, I've got my own escaping trunk at home.
Have you?
I haven't unpacked it yet. Can't get the lock open. Can we cut that out? Can I do another story from the news before we move on?
Go on, then.
I know we've got Ronald waiting and he's keen to
Yeah.
get at it. An international conference heard this week how seafarers...